Hey there folks, John here with Through My Lens, and today I'm coming to you with another flashlight review. Today we're going to be looking at the Sofirn S31 Pro. Now this is designed to be more of an EDC flashlight, and it was sent to me by the manufacturer for review. I'm actually not particularly familiar with Sofirn products, but this is the packaging that it came in, and I have to say this is very reminiscent of many other Chinese LED flashlight manufacturers that I've worked with in the past. 47s, Through Night, Sunway Man, all names that I've worked with in the past, and the packaging was very similar. Also in terms of the accessories, it came with the standard lanyard that's usually included, a very nice manual, and it did come with an 18650 battery, which is what this uses. It's a rechargeable 18650 battery. Now, in terms of some of the specs for this particular light, this is constructed from, I got to get my quotes out here, aircraft 661 grade aluminum alloy, and it does incorporate type 3 anodizing with an anti-abrasive finish. Again, very similar to what I've seen in the past. You can see it has very knurling here on the body. I think a lot of these Chinese flashlight makers use the same manufacturer for their bodies. They all seem to be pretty identical in that regard. It is rated for IPX8 water submersion. That means it can be submerged deeper than 1 meter. So it has some pretty nice water resistance. This particular light uses the luminous STS40 LED, and it does use a smooth reflector. Let me see if I can bring this up to the camera lens a little bit so you can kind of see. Very nice smooth reflector. I found that it has a very, very nice blend between both throw and spill. Really, really nice light profile there. In terms of its output, this can do a maximum of 2000 lumens in the turbo mode, though you probably won't run it at turbo mode for very long, more than about a minute. It does heat up the light head quite a bit. This light does use the Androl, again, I never know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'll pronounce it the way I pronounce it, which is the Androl user interface. That's become extraordinarily popular over the last year since we saw it introduced in this light from Lumentop. This is the Lumentop FW3A. This is actually the 3T, the titanium version that I have. But we've typically seen this over the last year incorporated by a number of flashlight manufacturers because that particular user interface or operating system is open source, so anybody can use it free of charge. What's different here is most of the lights that use this operating system do so with an E-switch in the tail. In this implementation, we have seen Sofirn implement it with a side clicky. There is no tail switch here. It looks like it has one, but it's not actually a functioning tail switch. It will tail stand, so that's nice. Would have been nice if this was a magnetic component here on the back that would allow you to attach it, but it is not, unfortunately. So again, 2000 max lumens, but that's with the turbo, with the Androl operating system. Again, you turn it on, and it does have a memory. I've got it set to come on at its lowest mode, which is about a 1 lumen output, and then you just hold the button down to increase the output to its maximum. and then it can ramp back down. Out of the box, it comes set to step up and down in illumination, not ramp. But again, that's easy to change to the ramping, which I have it in currently, and I like it a lot. Also included in the box is the recharging cable. This actually does use a USB-A to USB-C type recharging cable, which I thought was great that it's gone to a USB-C specification. That's very nice. And on the light itself, you can see that kind of opposite of the activation switch, there's a little rubber flap here that you can pull out and charge it right on the light. Of course, if you want, you can pull the battery out and put it in a separate recharger, but that's not necessary given how they have this one set up. Other things to be aware of in terms of specifications, they do employ some very nice advanced temperature regulation technology, ATR, and it does employ low voltage protection. So it's a very safe light to use, which is nice with the rechargeable batteries. Now, from what I understand, if you have the Sofirn SP40, that particular model does have a magnetic tail cap, and you can actually swap it out so that you can put a magnetic tail cap on this one, which is pretty nice. From a price perspective, what's really nice is a lot of these Android operating system, like these Lumentop lights and some of the others, you have to order them from China. They're getting a little bit more available from US-based vendors, but this light can be had on Amazon, and it's just $39. $39 delivered. And I will put a link down below in the description box, and you can use that link to go directly to Amazon to purchase the light. I'm really liking this light. It's a really nice EDC light. One of my complaints is, with these Android operating system lights is the e-tail switches. I have both a love-hate relationship with them, but they've got a very nondescript click when you use them. It's very silent, and again, it's both good and bad. This side switch here has much more of a traditional feeling, very defined click. You can both hear it and feel it, which is nice because to use some of the more advanced functions of the Android operating system, it does require doing what I call the flashlight kabuki dance, where you have to do a number of different clicks in succession. So having a distinct, defined click is very, very helpful when you want to use some of those advanced functions. What's nice about the Android operating system is it's as sophisticated or as simple as you want to make it. And the way I have the light configured, and what I will use it 99% of the time, is just turn it on, ramp it up to the brightness that I want, or down to the brightness that I want, and turn it off. That's really all I need to do. But again, that Android operating system does allow a plethora of different options for more enthusiasts who want to play with strobes and candle mode or lightning mode, or be able to put it into muggle mode, which is if you're handing the light to someone who is perhaps even less sophisticated in a flashlight's operation, you can lock it down to more of just a simple operation. So really nice. And again, the side click, the side switch here, I think is much more natural. I find myself in changing modes or brightnesses on some of the other Android operating system lights having to switch back and forth in terms of my grip. But with this light, you're always using the side button, And it just works nicely, really, really nicely. You may not be able to see it in the studio lights here, but it's quite bright. Is that this switch does just glow ever so slightly green in color, that allows you to find this in the dark. That is fantastic. I love that. Some of the lights that I have, I don't have one here handy, but some of them do incorporate tritium inserts to give them a luminescent quality at night. But this is a much more elegant solution than to have to fool around with tritium inserts. So really did like that. I like the USB-C charging cable, not quite as convenient as the Olight design, where they just magnetically plug into the back of the lights. So but I do like the charging cable option. That's pretty nice. And again, because of that Android operating system and the ability to kind of configure this light to do what you want it to, just makes it a really nice light, and that price is wonderful. That's typically all these Chinese lights are priced at about $100 or below, and at $39, this is a steal for an EDC light. Couple of nitpicks. The pocket clip here is of the variety, again, very typical with the Chinese lights, that just kind of fastens on to the light. It can be just friction forced on and off, and I have lost lights because of these. If the light catches in something in your pocket, this can come off. So that's not the most elegant design. It's functional, it's usable, but it certainly has its limitations and potential for problems. Yeah, the other thing is that the clip pretty much at the fastening point to hold the light in your pocket is directly on the knurling of the flashlight, which is going to be a recipe for shredded pockets. So there is that. But again, the size, just comparing it to this, it's smaller in diameter. It's a little bit longer, but the diameter makes this much more conducive to slip down into your pocket, to be able to pocket EDC this light. So I thought that was just fantastic. And again, the beam profile on this really makes it nice as a walking light. You've got plenty of spill around you, but that very defined hot spot will be able to give you some distance and the ability to identify things at distance. Sofirn claims that this light has a max throw of 200 meters, or about 220 yards, and that seemed about right based on my testing. So again, I like this light a lot more than I thought I would. It's just a very good overall executed light for an EDC light. It is black, so some of you may be wondering if this has any applicability in a tactical setting, and it does not. Again, because of the lack of a tail switch that gives you an instant on feature, it doesn't really have any tactical, and by tactical I mean, could you use it in conjunction with a firearm? Now, of course, in the Android operating system, you can configure this side switch to have an instant on capability, but again, when you're using, for instance, a traditional Harry's grip on the flashlight, more of a cigar, with the light in your hand pressed up against your other hand that's holding the firearm, you need to be able to activate it from the tail switch, not from a side switch. It just really wouldn't work in a tactical kind of implementation. But from an EDC light, I think it is fantastic. And it's just really interesting to see how manufacturers are implementing that Android operating system and designing lights around that open source. There you have it. 2 thumbs up. I do recommend the Sofirn SC31 Pro. Again, the link to the Amazon listing for this light is in the description of this video. So do check it out for $39. You can't go wrong. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.